Kevin, I'm always interested in the rookies, seeing which guys step up. The leap to the NBA can be a huge one, so you never know what will happen with some of these young players.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. We've got Irving. Anthony Davis is out there with Derek Lively. Then it's Thompson, and it's Marshall in at the small forward. Now here's Turner. Pass to Siakam. 6 to shoot. And it's Turner finishing it off.
And this is why Miles Turner is such a high percentage scorer. You combine length, athleticism, and basketball skills. Good luck with that defense.
Here's Marshall. Irving sets a screen for Marshall. The kick out to Irving. Off target with his 3.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Well, Doris, before he started playing basketball, Siakam was on the path to priesthood. And there are a lot of GMs in the NBA saying, amen, that he chose basketball.
Kevin, this young man actually attended a seminary and didn't pick up a basketball until he was 16. But even with that, he's built himself into an all-star and a champion. An incredible journey.
Good work there as it goes.
With a harmonious blend of length and strength, Siakam has become a dependable interior scoring option.
Now, here is Irving. There's the 3. Hands it from downtown.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Pacers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. The Mavericks pull it in. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. The rebound by Turner.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Inside. And Turner throws it down.
Yeah, just a simple one-hand flush.
I think he got a few more inches on his vertical by going with the spike. Irving passes to Davis. Floats one, and that one drops.
The foul couldn't hold Davis down. His scoring ability is just that strong.
Greg, as you were saying, beyond the blocks, what makes Anthony Davis special on defense is the way he navigates the floor.
Kevin, most bigs can get picked on in pick-and-roll action. Davis, though, too quick and smart to take advantage of. He can slip screens, hedge, switch, and recover like he's a 3-and-D wing.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Well, earlier I spoke with Rick Carlisle. Coach said how much he admires Klay Thompson, saying that guy is a champion. Coming back from 2 years away, Thompson's still one of the best two-way guards in the league. Nothing but respect for Klay, and there's zero argument here. Thompson surely a future Hall of Famer. Guys?
Thank you, David. Here's Turner, following the basket by Anthony Davis. From the arc. Outside for Halliburton. Top of the key, Siakam. Outside, Mathurin. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Halliburton for 3. Mavericks with the rebound.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
And it's Irving with the ball for the Dallas Mavericks. Pass to Thompson. Right side, Irving. Right wing. Lively the pass to Irving. Score of the basket, his 3rd after 5 shots.
This guy is putting his fingerprints all over the game in this quarter. He has flat out dominated the offensive end.
And it's Halliburton penetrating. Nemhard with it. Picked up by Davis. No one near him. And again, it's Indiana converting.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Irving against Halliburton. Here's Thompson. Outside for Davis. Outside Irving. Back to Davis. Tries again. No good. Shot missing. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. It's Dallas. They lead by 2. Live from... And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
And why wouldn't they? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
On the floor for Dallas, we've got Derek Lively. Klay Thompson is out there with Irving. And there's Davis. And it's Marshall in at the 3, the small forward. Outside for Davis. Davis setting the pick for Irving. Takes it inside. On the corner. Pulled the shot a little up, but the bounce goes his way. Davis has got 7.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Boy, the tide is running one way and then shifts back in the other direction. I've lost count of how many lead changes we've had here tonight.
And finished off by Siakam.
Yeah, I have to love the aggression right there. He's got the vertical, might as well put it to good use.
Well, we know, GA, the Mavs are so adept at hunting the matchups they want. They're patient and methodical.
They never look like they're in a rush, right? Even when you send a double or trap the ball, the Mavs stay calm and know where to go. It's what makes slowing down their pick and roll so difficult.
Over in the corner, Mathurin. It's blocked.
Well, on top of the length he provides and athleticism, there are the shot-blocking instincts of Derek Lively. Wow.
Goes back up. And Lively pulls it down. The Mavericks trailing. To the middle. Halliburton with the steal. Fast break. Here comes Indiana.
And one of the better athletes in his draft class, Mathurin, with quick lift off the floor and then the power to hammer it home.
They get it back. And Marshall kicks to Davis. The 3. They get the rebound. Pacers leading by 3. Outside for Halliburton. Nifty move. And he sinks the layup.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
For Dallas, they've gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop.
How about the reach of Miles Turner? He covers so much ground to come up with these blocks.
Siakam sets a screen for Mathurin. Takes it out to Siakam. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Turner finds Halliburton. Siakam. And finished off by Siakam.
A high-level athlete with underrated burst. Siakam continues to impress with his ability to finish.
Irving passes to Lively. Does not find the basket. His second miss. He's now 1 for 3. And when we talk about players with great upside, Derek Lively is one of the first to come up.
That's no question about that. This young man has great length and athleticism. He's adding strength every single day. Eventually, he's going to have some go-to moves offensively. But right now, rim runner, rim protector of the highest standard, and plays beyond his years.
It's tipped. And a fast break now for the Pacers. And finished off by Siakam.
Excellent anticipation of a teammate's defensive ability. Siakam gets out in transition. Nice.
Outside for Davis. Off the mark, and the drought continues.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Nembhard, the pass to Mathurin. He takes it in, and he jams it with authority.
And you see that extra gear with Mathurin, gets him to the rim in a blink.
Outside Irving. Three-pointer. It's good from long range. Irving's got 10.
And they may be leaning a little too heavily on the three-pointer when there are better looks to be had inside.
Now Halliburton. 9-point game his last outing. And Turner kicks to Halliburton. Back to Turner. And got hung up on the dunk. Quite enough elevation there, I guess. Here's Thompson. Thompson running the floor.
Any shot Thompson puts up has great touch.
And so it's Halliburton who brings up the ball for the Pacers. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Pass to Nembhard. Floats it up there for Siakam. Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball.
Well, simply stated, you have to take care of the basketball, and they don't on that possession.
Pascal Siakam getting it done for the Indiana Pacers. Scoring, rebounding. He was all over the place during that quarter. They are riding his performance right now. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge. Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
They're playing the way they're supposed to. Run the offense until you get a good look. Not complicated at all.
I disagree.
And guys, let's take a moment to recognize. Thanks for spending half.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. You look at Pascal Siakam in this game. He's been everywhere.
And those extra chances mean so much. And he has shaped the game with the way he's been pulling down those offensive boards.
Really putting his handprint on this game. You love the hustle. You love the work ethic he has had on display.
They've got Jackson. Neesmith is out there with Toppin. Then there's Bradley, and it's McConnell in at the point. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half with. Here's Exum. Off target from outside. Pacers leading by 8. A nice shot by Neesmith. Neesmith has got the first basket of the third quarter for Indiana.
What a heads-up play by Obi. Toppin feeds the open man. Easy opportunity.
And Gafford throws it down.
Oh, you got to feel for a guy getting dunked on like that. I mean, he's got no shot to stop that unless maybe he can pick up another foot somewhere.
A nice shot by Neesmith. Greg, you know this. Good coaches give their players confidence. But what's the balance there between affirmation and accountability?
Well, when you believe in a player, that also comes with expectations. So a coach has to boost them up and also demand that they deliver.
Pass to McConnell. Lets it go with a three. Nailed from three-point land. McConnell's got the lead up to 13 now for the Pacers. And again, Dallas turns it over. Chance now to take a look at some of the steal numbers over the scope of the last few months for Andrew Nembhard.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
And there's the defensive 3-second call. And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And going back to his numbers from just a season ago, he was knocking it down at a 77% clip.
And the technical free throw is good. It took some time, DB, but it's starting to come together, it seems, for Obi Toppin.
Kevin, the athleticism has always been there for Obi. I think the question was, how could he help his team beyond being a vertical threat at the rim? He now is in the perfect spot. He play with pace. He's starting to be able to put it on the deck, and now he's got to improve his defense.
They grab their own miss. And Jackson throws it down hard.
That's what he gives you, a big-time presence on the glass.
And you know what, Greg? Once he gets his hands on it, he's not even thinking about kicking it out.
No reason to do so there. He was going to leave, no doubt. 1 for 5 has got to be a frustrating start, and they just don't look sharp right now. Can they find their offensive game?
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Gafford, and he comes up with the deuce. Gafford's got 4 this quarter.
Boy, there was some contact there, but Gafford able to use his size to finish.
Pass to Shepard. Jackson against Gafford. And the dunk by Jackson.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? Washington passes to Dinwiddie. And another basket for Dallas.
Well, Dinwiddie is a very capable mid-range scorer. You love to see him find his rhythm.
Dinwiddie against McConnell. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Here's Shepard, and finished off by Shepard.
Ever since halftime, they've played precision basketball on the offensive end.
I got to believe that's something the coach talked to them about at the halftime. They have valued each possession.
Dinwiddie's shot is off.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Toppin dishes to Jackson. Toppin against Dinwiddie. Toppin kicks to Jackson. Here he goes. Yes, that goes in. And that's now 6 points for Isaiah Jackson.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Here's Gafford. Rebounded by Jackson. On offense, here are the Pacers. They're on a 20-6 run. Got that bucket in no time at all. Shepard's got 4 points now in the quarter. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Gafford. And Gafford throws it down.
Emphatic finishes are becoming routine for Mr. Gafford.
McConnell scanning the floor. Here's Jackson. Covered by Gafford. McConnell passes to Jackson. Indiana moving the ball around. Here's Nesmith. Shot clock at 2. Beats the shot clock, but can't get it to fall. And so it's the Indiana Pacers cruising into the quarter break with a 22-point. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. So with Davis sitting on the bench, here's the 5 for Jason Kidd right now. Big men on the floor for him. It'll be Washington and Gafford. Spencer Dinwiddie out there with Exum, and it's Martin in at the 3 spot.
Boy, the explosiveness of Obi Toppin can really shock the defense. This guy gets excellent airspace.
Halliburton for 3. Kept alive. The putback is no good. Dallas shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. Pass to Gafford. Exum with a wide open look. Buries it from 3-point range.
Really good anticipation by Dante Exum. He feels the defense laying off, and he sticks it.
And so they foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Turner's checked in for the Pacers. Pascal Siakam comes in for Aaron Nesmith. Halliburton, that's good.
Tyrese Halliburton has already proven to be a very capable 3-level scorer. What a fun player to watch.
Drops in the tray.
You know, we talk all the time about how important it is to have bigs who can stretch the floor. An example there.
And Siakam has it in the corner. While the Mavericks moving it up. three, Marshall. The Pacers pull it in. Turner's got 6 rebounds now in the game. To the paint. In recent history, GA, we've seen some so-called redshirt rookies really thrive in their first season.
Oh, great call, partner. Blake Griffin, Joel Embiid, Chet Holmgren, the latest, were all forced to sit out their first year, but they got to be around the team, soak up as much knowledge as possible, and you can't really argue with the results.
Thompson, a screen on Halliburton. Thompson outside, pass to Irving from deep three-point land. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got 7 rebounds in the game. Halliburton on the wing. He's covered by Irving. Shrugs off the contact and dunks it. He'll go to the free throw line.
A skillful move there by Mathurin against the contact, somehow finding a way to get the shot to fall.
Well, a trend that we've seen over the past couple years is that the league is getting younger, Doris, than ever before.
And Kevin, that's a product of players starting to train seriously at a young age. And what they're training is their skill level, handling, passing, and shooting. The key here is, do they have a nuanced understanding of the game? There is where the growth has to come, but it is definitely getting younger.
Irving for 3. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
Kyrie Irving is capable of going shot for shot.
Down low. Siakam inside. He's guarded by Davis. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Dallas has gotten 3 of their 6 3-pointers to fall here in the 4th. To the inside. Turner with the steal. Here's Siakam. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Now Pascal Siakam looking aggressive and determined, which forces the defender to commit the foul.
Greg, in January 2024, Pascal Siakam was traded out of Toronto.
And he came into the league an older player from a mid-major school. The Raptors did a lot to help Siakam, turning him into an all-NBA caliber player.
It's stolen by Mathurin. Halliburton finds Nembhard. Outside Mathurin. Doris, why is there so much parity around the NBA now?
Yeah, Kevin, I think the new salary cap rules have certainly contributed to what we're seeing in terms of that parity. Super teams are more difficult to assemble. The talent is more evenly spread. And obviously, it has made for a greater level of competition. What could be better?
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Pacers.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
They were really smart in the use of that game plan tonight. Used it in their first 2 games against this team, which equaled to 2 wins.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Pascal Siakam.
This guy has been shot-making all night long. He commands the rock and takes over.
For 3, Marshall. And no good that time. Here's Indiana. They're on a 14-6 run. Pass to Nembhard. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Here's Mathurin. Clock at 6. Down low. Here's Halliburton. Great D that time from Davis. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clip.
rotations worked out by now.
They really do, but if they don't, they better figure it out soon. You don't want to be tinkering with your lineups any later than this.
And a look at the starters for the Spurs. At forward, we'll see Vassell slot in next to Barnes. Castle is out there with De'Aaron Fox, and it's Wembanyama in at the 5. Now here's Halliburton. To the paint. Here's Turner. Shakes him. And it's good on the lay-in.
Smart bucket by Turner. Use your length and score it in close.
Fox against Halliburton. And Fox powers it home.
He slams it home and gets some extra camera time chilling on the rim.
Yeah, he did spend a little time up there, didn't he? Now here's Halliburton. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. It's on De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, it's hard to argue against Halliburton as the best passer in the league right now. I know he's the most exciting for sure.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Making shots at the line. You need a good routine, and he certainly has one.
Here's Fox. He takes it in, and he lays it up and in.
Such a terror on the drive. Fox possesses blow-by speed, getting past defenders in a hurry.
Over to the left wing. A good look from Turner. And that one's long.
You can hear him sputtering all the way over here. He knows he should have knocked that one down.
Stan, it feels like the hardest part of team building is getting a superstar. The Spurs have one.
Well, they sure do, B.A. San Antonio was retooling for a few years, and then they won that 2023 lottery and draft Victor Wembanyama, a superstar, and now it's about surrounding him with the right guys.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Fox against Siakam. Turner, a screen on Fox. Pass to Turner. Clock at 6. Driving to the basket. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Back to Mathurin. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Buries it from 3.
And the coaching staff has to be happy with how they've shot the ball here early on.
Now here's Halliburton. 9 points for him in his last game. Kicks it out to Siakam. They get the rebound. Pass to Turner. And the foul called on Victor Wembanyama. That's his first foul.
And that puts them just 1 foul from the bonus.
And here's Indiana now. It's a 3-point game.
And right there, Halliburton using his length to full effect. It extends the possession. Nice bucket.
Indiana shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game. For San Antonio, they've gone 4 of 5 so far. Looking sharp. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. Well, De'Aaron Fox, the inaugural 2023 Clutch Player of the Year, he said, quote, "You can't be afraid to fail. Obviously, you're not going to make every shot, but my team puts me in position to succeed, so the least I can do is have confidence in myself to take good shots." Brian?
Allie, thanks. You know, he's become a star, and San Antonio has possession after the basket by Indiana on the other end. Pass to Vassell. Outside Barnes. Back to Wembanyama. Barnes with a screen on Siakam. 3-pointer, Fox. Indiana with a rebound. Siakam outside. This is his first trip to the free throw line tonight. Ties it up, and his next one could give him the lead.
They're shooting more free throws as his career is going on. Siakam wants to get that percentage up.
And San Antonio making a change here. Johnson's checked in. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Poke loose. Nembhard outside. Outside Mathurin. Back to Nembhard. 6 on the shot clock. Halliburton, the pass to Siakam. Three-pointer Mathurin. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Siakam. Mathurin's got 7 points in the game.
Yeah, he's got that guard quickness. Mathurin showing off his catch-and-shoot ability.
Fox, the pass to Vassell. Back to Fox. Johnson with it to end the run. The rebound by Turner.
Oh, he's frustrated there. You know he wanted to come right back with a three of his own.
Yeah, and when it comes to finishing plays, Siakam can beat you back to the basket, facing up and, of course, in transition.
Now here's Fox. He's got 6. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Give him 8 points now.
And credit his teammates for feeding him all quarter.
Halliburton against Fox. Victor Wembanyama grabs the board. Spurs trail by 4. Here's Vassell. Connects from downtown. Vassell's got his second basket.
Well, short corner, an easier three. Vassell playing the percentages.
Here's Halliburton. Banked it in off the glass.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. Indiana ahead. They're up by 3. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out ahead in the second quarter. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Pacers.
Well, they're in a great flow. The ball's moving. All those assisted buckets means the offense is running well.
And what's more, they're getting their feet wet down there in the paint early on. Not shying away at all, taking it inside. What a great way to start.
So on the floor for the Spurs. Up front, they're going with Johnson and Wemby. De'Aaron Fox is out there with Castle, and it's Vassell in at the 3, the small forward. You know, Brad, you talk to scouts about Stephon Castle. They just feel like this guy's a winner.
Well, certainly we saw that at Connecticut. Now, as a freshman, he was a key piece in their title run. He actually turned up his game in the tournament, and that's rare for any freshman.
Shoots. The shot by Wembanyama, no good.
He expects to make every one of those, and we expect him to make them too.
Pass to Turner. And out of bounds. San Antonio will have it. All right, let's take a second to view the 2K leaderboard and look at last season's top scoring squads. Indiana, number 1.
The way this team played on the offensive end last year was remarkable. It seemed like every night they got everything they wanted and then some.
Halliburton against Fox. Pass to Castle. The kick out to Johnson. And the three-pointer goes. Johnson's got himself on the board with a 3 there.
Yeah, look at Johnson dialing it in from long distance.
Halliburton against Fox. Halliburton, the pass to Siakam. Outside Mathurin. Turner in the high post. The rebound by the Spurs. Wembanyama's got 5 rebounds in the game. Vassell outside. From deep three-point range. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got 5 rebounds tonight. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. And De'Aaron Fox picks up the foul. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
His 4th foul already, and we're not even at halftime. They'll likely limit his minutes the rest of the way.
Siakam for 3. The life of an NBA head coach, Stan, is not easy. You've lived it. What's the toughest part of the job? And don't say dealing with the media.
Well, no, it's not. Brian, I think people would easily say it's the time spent away from home, and it's also the losing, quite honestly. But I think what my family had the hardest time with was how consumed I was as a coach during the season. So even when I was home, all I was doing was thinking about basketball.
And how many losses have you endured as a broadcaster, coach?
0. Undefeated, Brian, undefeated.
Now Fox. Give him 8. Johnson finds Fox. Jacks up a 3. The 3 ball is good for Fox.
Backing up that last 3 with another 3. The defense has to stop giving them so many clean looks.
Here's Halliburton. And he finishes. That makes him 4 out of 5.
And this is how competitive Halliburton is. Doesn't allow some contact to distract him from scoring.
Johnson on the wings. Fox for 3. Nails it. He's now 6 for 8 from the floor.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Halliburton surveys the floor. Siakam outside. Nembhard outside. On the wing, Mathurin. Here's Siakam. Rebound by San Antonio. Wembanyama's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
Now, this hasn't been his quarter so far. He's really struggling to get going.
Vassell outside. The 3 ball. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got 7 rebounds in the game. And De'Aaron Fox picks up the foul. That'll be foul number 5 on him.
And yeah, he still was moving at the point of contact.
McConnell, he's checked in for Indiana.
TJ McConnell.
Spurs on D. They've only given up 6 here in this quarter. Pass to Turner. It's stolen by Wembanyama. Back come the Spurs in transition. Here's Johnson. Outside Wembanyama. Spins. Wembanyama hammers it down.
You know, it's hard to believe a guy over 7 feet is capable of moves like that. I mean, my goodness. And that's 2 fouls for him so far. But I still think he needs to stay aggressive.
These are his first free throws of the game. And that one falls for McConnell. A big group substitution here for San Antonio. Mamukelashvili's checked in for Victor Wembanyama. Harrison Barnes comes in for Johnson. Champagny, he's checked in for Vassell. And it's Paul in for Fox. Here's Paul. 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Off target from 3-point range. For Indiana, they've gotten 5 of 8 attempts to drop since the second began. Turner. And then Turner with the dunk.
Okay, Miles. Getting aggressive and jamming it in.
Paul passes to Champagny. Here's Mamukelashvili. Here's Champagny. And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. Indiana ahead, up 2. Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be right back to begin the 3rd quarter right after this.
Halftime. Before we get into that, I want to know, back when you guys played, what was your favorite city to play in?
Well, Shaq played for every team in the league, so I'd like to ask him first, Ernest.
Well, everybody wanted me, Kenny. Don't be jealous. I said.
And returning now to that first half of our featured matchup, the strong play of Tyrese Halliburton has been a major contribution. Thanks for tuning in.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams trying to gain an edge. Well, without question, De'Aaron Fox displaying all his skills today.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
Nembhard and Mathurin, they're the wings. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. And it's McConnell in at the point. That's the group for Rick Carlisle, getting going here in the second half. And the basket by Castle.
Well, when the 3 ball is falling for Castle, he is extremely difficult to defend.
McConnell passes to Mathurin. Siakam against Barnes. It's Siakam with the drive. And then Siakam with the jam. Here in the second half, these teams still neck and neck.
I really like how each team is matching the other's intensity.
Now here's Paul. He's guarded by Nembhard. Pass to Champagny. Yes, and it's Paul with the assist that time. And the Spurs lead by 2.
As the deep shots continue to fall, you can sense the frustration growing among these defenders.
Nembhard outside. And here's Siakam. Turner, a screen on Barnes. Just 5 on the clock. Siakam gets the bucket.
Oh, an aggressive move there by Siakam, using the length to finish inside.
Now here's Paul. He's guarded by Nembhard. And there's a 3-second call. This one on the defense. And, Coach, you've been lauded by some of your former players for your pregame preparation. I've seen it myself in the broadcasting world.
Well, I've also been cursed by some of those players for my pregame walkthroughs, Brian. People thought they were way too long, but I just wanted to be as prepared as possible and was one that always believed I'd rather do too much than too little.
Here's Siakam. And then Siakam with the jam.
There's certain nights Siakam takes over. He's been aggressive here from the tip.
Pass to Champagny. Back to Paul. Here's Barnes. Now Paul lets the 3 fly. The rebound by Turner. Siakam for 3. That's his 6th make in 11 tries.
Well, something changed for him at halftime. He's been more solid on the offensive end.
Paul taking his time here. Pass to Castle from behind the arc. San Antonio again can't hit. Pacers leading by 4. Here's Siakam. And Siakam with the slam.
Over time, we have seen Siakam blossom into a star. Someone who's comfortable shouldering the offense.
Here's Paul. Count it.
Well, this is exactly what they need to be doing to close the gap, relying on his ability to get to the rim.
Here's Nembhard. And that one's good. Nembhard's got his first 2 points.
Just so successful getting the ball inside and finding those great looks.
The 3 from Barnes. It's good. The assist that time from Paul. Paul's got 3 assists tonight.
That's 1 more assist in the career of CP3. We haven't seen many better passers in NBA history.
Outside Matherin. Here's Nembhard. And they come right back with their own 3-pointer. Nembhard's got his 2nd basket on the night.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
And they've just built this lead by attacking the boards.
Mamukelashvili passes to Paul. And there's the drive, and he converts the layup. Paul's got 5 points in the quarter.
On the drive, Paul is just so dynamic. Defenses can't find a way to stop him.
McConnell passes to Siakam. There's 48 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Outside Matherin. Back to Siakam. Puts it up from 17. Up again. And no good. Spurs trail by 4. Pass to Paul. Tries the spin move. Siakam pulls down the board.
Those are precisely the looks this team is trying to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
And so it's Pascal Siakam making highlights for the Indiana Pacers. 11 points. Rick Carlisle had some advice for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
Come on, we got to have some presence down there.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we'll start the 4th in what is still anybody's ball game. All right, on the floor for San Antonio starting the 4th quarter. Ball and Castle comprise the backcourt. Then there's Barnes, and it's Mamukelashvili in at the 5, roaming the paint. Fires the 3, and the rebound goes to the Pacers.
And even after airtight defense like that, still just expect him to hit those kind of shots. Improving his passing is going to be key for Mathurin in the NBA. Looks like he's already on that path.
And Greg Popovich has called timeout. He is not messing around, calling them into the huddle.
San Antonio going with almost an entire new group here. Wembanyama's checked in for Mamukelashvili. Keldon Johnson comes in for Barnes. Devin Vassell, he's checked in for Champagnie. And De'Aaron Fox is subbed in for Chris Paul. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Greg Popovich's huddle, and he was adamant that they need to tighten up their D. That lack of communication at that end has led to breakdowns, wide open shooters, and easy buckets. He sounded pretty frustrated, guys.
All right, appreciate it, Allie.
Boy, Wembanyama has every shot in the bag. Just a great touch there.
Nembhard, the pass to Halliburton. Outside Mathurin. Up top Turner, covered by Wembanyama. And he makes it. And the Pacers lead by 6.
Well, when you look at what he's provided them on the offensive end, it's been an important part of why they're leading.
Here's Fox into the lane.
Showing off the major hops. Wow! Look at Fox. Get up and finish with some power.
Halliburton with the ball. Fox picks him up. Halliburton outside. Tyrese playing big in the painted area.
And coming down the stretch, both teams still playing fantastic offense.
Yeah, in hopes that your opponent is just going to go cold. That's not going to happen, it doesn't look like in this one. This might go down to whoever has the last possession.
You love their effort. They've owned the glass tonight.
And so it's Halliburton with it. He brings it up for the Indiana Pacers. They lead by 6. That's their biggest margin. McLaughlin, he's checked in for San Antonio.
Spurs substitution, number 11.
And he knocks down the first one. Bryant, he's checked in for Turner.
For Indiana, Andrew Nembhard.
Both shots good from the strike. Here's McLaughlin. Pass to Vassell. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Well, he just came flying in. Vassell making sure it goes down.
Halliburton with the ball.
San Antonio foul.
And the Pacers making a change here. Siakam's checked in. And San Antonio with a change here too. Paul's checked in. Just over 2.5 minutes played now. Final quarter of regulation.
And I appreciate how confident Halliburton is. For a guard, he handles himself well and deep.
Paul passes to Vassell. Paul finds Wembanyama. Fires for 3. Mathurin with a rebound.
They need buckets to stay in this game. That's not the shot they're looking for.
Pass to Halliburton. Kicks it out to Siakam. Down it goes, and a great assist by Halliburton. Halliburton's got 4 assists in the game. From deep, Wembanyama. Wemby showing off the range.
Wembanyama quickly with one of his own, firing right back.
A minute 42 left to play in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Halliburton. Lays it up and banks it in. Halliburton's got 6 in the quarter.
Absolutely ruthless. He's not about to start showing mercy now.
Yeah, he's leaving no doubt in this one. Doing everything he can to slam the door on a comeback.
Wembanyama with a bucket.
Scouts love this from Wembanyama, a big who can hit smooth three-point shots. And since the halftime break, their offense has just been on another level.
Well, the coaching staff made some adjustments for the second half, and they've come out with focus and execution.
The shot by Wembanyama, no good. Pacers leading by 9. Halliburton attacks.
Score that basket. His 8th out of 9 shots here today.
Nothing left to do but to watch the clock tick towards 0. Nice victory here for the Pacers.
Well, Grant, I don't know if there was one deciding factor in this game, but I'd say shooting accuracy if I had to choose.
Agreed, B.A. They really went after quality looks and shot the ball with confidence.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And big-time bragging rights won today, just grabbing that season series.
And what a huge performance it was for Tyrese Halliburton.
You look forward to playing with someone who doesn't just move the ball, but moves it with a purpose. This is what winning is all about, playing your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
Miles Turner, he's checked in for Toppin.
No doubt, that just about seals it.
Indiana on offense. They lead by 11. Pass to Turner. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Siakam. And that's a double-double for him now. From deep, Wembanyama. Pacers with a rebound. Right side, Mathurin. Oh, there's a killer two-hand slam.
And putting his athletic ability to work. I mean, Mathurin comes in hot on the drive and lifts off for the slam.
Here's Siakam, and Siakam with the slam. And so it's the Pacers taking care of business in this one. Boy, they were something special to watch tonight. And, all right, Allie, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
For Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson.
the new season is tipped off, Richard. How important is it to get things off to a good start?
I'd say it's fairly important, but this is a long season, Kevin. It's about sustaining a high level of play consistently.
And the starting group for the Spurs, Johnson and Wembanyama make up the 4 and the 5. Castle is out there with De'Aaron Fox. And it's Vassell in at the 3. The Mavericks shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
Now, here's Fox. And the shot goes in.
You look at Fox now compared to when he entered the league. He is so much more physical.
And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Buries it down low.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Here's Fox, and it's Fox with the jam.
Even though Fox is just 6'3", he's got some hop, showing them off a little bit on that play.
Well, it was the Dallas Mavericks in their last game, a loss to the Clippers in Los Angeles. Richard, you talk about the fastest players in the league. De'Aaron Fox is in the running, and I say that literally.
Kevin, he is at his best when he is attacking the lane. He's a lefty that is a tremendous finisher, and his floater, arguably, might be the best in the game.
Dallas has gone 1 or 2 from long range in the first quarter. Now, here is Irving. Another miss by Irving.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Here's Castle. The Mavericks pull it in. Victory eluded them last time in San Antonio when they took on the Spurs.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
Wembanyama, no good. For Dallas, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Davis, the pass to Irving. Davis kicks to Irving. And that one falls, coming off of Davis's feed. Irving's got 5 now.
This is Irving's mentality. He understands that he is out there to shoot and shoot often, especially off the catch.
And Wembanyama gets it to go.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
They get a hand on it. Fox with it. Guarded now by Irving. And it's Vassell in the corner. Wembanyama against Lively. And Wembanyama throws it down.
Wembanyama is a specimen going at the rim there with a purpose.
Good on the bucket. Davis has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Wembanyama, that's for 2. Another one falls for San Antonio. Last game for the Spurs. They want to turn it around after the loss to the Trailblazers in Portland. Irving dishes to Marshall. Irving kicks to Davis. No good on the 3. For San Antonio, they've gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Here's Wembanyama for 3. Hits it from 3-point range. 10 points for him.
This man is on fire. His team is winning, and it doesn't get better than that.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Wembanyama, a screen on Lively. Pass to Johnson. And he drives in. Here's Vassell. 5 to shoot. Outside for Wembanyama. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Just so much pressure on Wemby at all times, but he keeps his cool and gets it done.
Irving passes to Davis. And Davis throws it down.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. And that one, good. Fox has got 6 points.
Yeah, Fox can be so slippery on the drive, making those little adjustments to get by the defense.
Irving kicks to Marshall. Back to Irving. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Okay, now I think he's starting to get in his own head right now. Maybe he's overthinking things a little bit, and as a result, he's just been off.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Now Lively, still yet to score. Fires for three. Kyrie Irving, and that's good.
How about dueling from long range, just going at each other?
Take that, he says. I see your three, and I'll raise you another three.
And so it's San Antonio with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. And they've... And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for San Antonio.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
And also, given the game is more fast-paced nowadays, I like the way they've capitalized in transition, keeping their foot on the gas.
Anthony Davis is out there with Derek Lively. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and there's Klay Thompson, and it's Marshall in at the 3 slot. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Fox with the steal. Here's Castle. He's coming off a 22-point game against Portland.
And it was an unselfish night for him as well. He got plenty of assists to go along with all those points.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. You asked Greg Popovich about Victor Wembanyama, and he says Victor's a different player. He's got talent. You don't want to take that out of him. I tried to do that with Manu Ginobili, and I learned my lesson. Just shut up and let him play. Victor does some amazing things. His game is all-encompassing. Kevin?
That's a great way to put it, D.A. It is all-encompassing. Wembanyama is one of one. Hey, thank you for the report. And the call will be against Derek Lively. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Stolen by Lively.
Not a problem. First turnover of the game, but overall, I like how they're taking care of the basketball. And made possible by a heads-up play defensively at the other end.
Fox against Irving. Here's Castle for three. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound.
That was a good possession. They got a clean look. The shot just didn't fall.
And Richard, talking about Anthony Davis for a second here. When healthy, he's still one of the best players in the NBA.
Yeah, his health has always been a question mark for quite a while, Kevin. But make no mistake, when AD's good to go, he's one of the best players in the world.
Vassell wide open. And a miss there on the triple. Mavericks trail by 4. Marshall with it, and it's Vassell picking him up. Marshall sets a screen for Lively. Shoots over Vassell. Lively's shot is off. Spurs have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. And there's the call on Klay Thompson. That is his first foul of the game. Daniel Gafford's checked in for Derek Lively. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Fox. Gets in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And that is a shot that Fox has continued to work on for years. He understands how important having a floater is when you are a point guard.
To the paint, here's Johnson. Oh, and the jam by Johnson.
While he's a bit undersized for a forward, he more than makes up for it with his bounce.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
And taking a look at some numbers here for Kyrie Irving. Great showing for him last season. 7th in free throw percentage. And he was also among the top 20 in steals. That ability is more unique than folks realize. Very valuable defensively.
And again, you gotta love his commitment to excellence. He owns the free throw line. It's truly an impact part of his game. Outside Irving, inside. It's stolen by Wembanyama. Fox deciding where to go with it. Davis with it. And it's Vassell picking him up. Here's Gafford. And the rejection by Wembanyama. It's deflected. Davis finds Irving. Davis down low. Covered by Vassell. On the clock. A second chance effort. And the shot is good. The Spurs lead has been cut down to 8 on the bucket for Marshall.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
Here's Fox. The Mavericks pull it in. On its way from Irving for 2. There's 38 seconds left in the first half of the game. Fires the 3. Good work defensively by Fox.
He might be getting in his head a little bit, trying to get something going, but he's still scoreless in the quarter.
Outside for Wembanyama. Wembanyama with that soft touch around the rim.
Those defenders just looked a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
A good look from Vassell. No good from the wing.
Not that time.
It's good! He did it!
How about that shot to keep the clock? That one covered some distance.
And so it's San Antonio heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. Pop, how did you keep their offense?
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
Hello and welcome. Before we take a look at the action from the first half,
When I look at San Antonio, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big changes.
and returning our attention to this game, a solid first half for the San Antonio Spurs.
Well, they're playing.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. We're seeing a tremendous game from Victor Wembanyama.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
The question now is, will the defense keep letting him punish them inside? Or did Coach have some new ideas for them?
On the court right now for the Spurs, we've got Barnes, and it's Paul in at the point. Barnes with a terrific move and the bucket. Barnes has got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Spurs. Richard, one thing is for sure with these Spurs, a lot of top free agents have got to be looking at him now as a destination.
It doesn't take a lot of skill to see that Wemby is a different type of player. And look, if you are a free agent, that's the player that you want to look at to say, hey, can I team up with him and go on a string of championships?
Barnes screen on Dinwiddie. Barnes right side. The shot from 20 feet away. Rebounded by Exum. Mavericks trail by 7. Washington finds Dinwiddie. Jacks up a 3. Trains it from beyond the arc. Dinwiddie's got 5.
Just because Dinwiddie's a facilitator doesn't mean you should leave him open.
Barnes screen on Dinwiddie. And the dunk by Barnes.
Oh, reversed it home. That was pretty.
Agreed. The agility on display. Gafford misses. Spurs leading by 6. Paul with the ball. Defended by Dinwiddie. Here's Champagny. Hasn't made one yet. On the wing, Barnes. Puts it up. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. To the middle. Here's Gafford. And Gafford throws it down.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Barnes screen on Dinwiddie. Paul with the ball. The kick out to Barnes. Lets it go from deep. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in.
3 points.
Barnes has got 7 points here in this quarter.
Oh, man, he's feeling it this quarter. They should be looking to get him going every trip down the floor.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Pass to Mamu Kelishvili. Now here's Paul. Down low. Here's Champagny. And he goes in for the dunk.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, you like the pick to set up the open shot, but when it leads to a dunk, okay, even better, you'll take it.
Greg, you've been a part of some great contending teams over the years, but what's it like being on a team at the bottom of the standings with not a lot of hope for the regular season?
Well, Kevin, no one likes losing, but it can certainly take a toll. But it can also allow you to play more freely when you know you're bad and you're not having to deal with the pressure of expectations.
1:46 left in the third quarter.
Blocking foul called on Spencer Dinwiddie. First personal foul. Second team foul.
1:44 left in the third quarter. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
The first one falls. And Greg, everyone loves talking trades. Future first-round picks have been moved quite a bit of late, and that's been kind of interesting.
And Kevin, a lot of teams that don't control any of their future first-round picks. With so much pressure to win now, GMs are willing to use draft assets.
Pass to Branham, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's on Dante Exum.
And a chance here to check out some stats on Spencer Dinwiddie.
Last season's performance for him. Last season put up about 10 points a game, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. Nothing about his numbers really jump out at you, but he'll come up with a timely play or two every game.
And that's what you need from some guys on the team. Not everyone can be an all-star. You need glue guys to find that success too.
And how about the awareness of Dinwiddie? Excellent job spotting the open teammate there.
Here's Champagny. Out to the right wing. Here's Mamu Kelishvili. Covered by Gafford. 6 on the shot clock. Nobody near Barnes. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. Barnes has got the lead up to 13 now for the Spurs. 44 seconds left in the third.
Good things happen when HB drives that lane. He's either a bully to the basket or he gets to the line.
Here's Washington. And then Washington with the dunk.
A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could. On the wing, Barnes. He's covered by Washington. Barnes can't get it to go. Mavericks trail by 13. Outside, Martin tries the spin move. Branham pulls it in.
Well, the defense didn't have any impact on that shot, but somehow he still misses it.
And the foul called on P.J. Washington. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
And a year ago, he was an 80% shooter at the line, so that's more than acceptable.
Barnes hits them both. 7 seconds left to play here in the third. Davis, that's for 2. No good on the shot. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to...
But don't stop the aggressiveness.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Klay Thompson is out there with Kyrie Irving. Then it's Derek Lively. Then there's Davis. And it's Marshall in at the small forward. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Here's Castle. And it's off from three-point range.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Thompson from long range. Victor Wembanyama grabs the rebound. Wembanyama's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Spurs working the ball around now. Spins. Shot clock at 6. Johnson against Thompson. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Mavericks trail by 15. Outside Irving. Puts up a 3. A three-pointer is right on target. Irving's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Mavs. San Antonio's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Diving in.
Now that's how you finish with authority. Show them how it's done, young fella. Stephon Castle is a problem.
The kick out to Irving. Pass to Thompson. The 3. Another 3 for Dallas.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
Thompson against Johnson. Lets the 3 fly. It's rebounded by Dallas. Lively's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Irving kicks to Marshall. Lively the pass to Marshall. Here's Irving. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Back to Johnson. Outside for Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
And a wide open look for Irving. Shot's good. Marshall making the play. Irving's got a pair of 3s here in the fourth quarter for the Mavs. And they go to the intentional foul. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for San Antonio.
First personal foul. First team foul.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. And the foul called on Anthony Davis. That's foul number 2 for him.
Anthony Davis. Second personal foul. Second team foul.
Puts the move on. Oh, there's the strength training. Wembanyama.
And this is what you want to see. Wembanyama attacking with authority inside.
Offensive rebound. Irving against Fox. And good that time. Irving's got 8 points in the quarter.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Barnes looking around. Back to Vassell. Knocked away. Thompson with it. And it's Vassell picking him up. And finished off by Davis.
When the crowd gets up, you better get out the way. There's not many people with that length and that athleticism.
Pass to Barnes. Now Wembanyama. And another basket for San Antonio.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
Davis, the pass to Irving. Tries the spin move. Pass to Lively. They get it back. Here's Davis.
He's just so savvy at drawing fouls. Davis gets to the line almost as much as anyone.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for San Antonio.
I like how they've been attacking the lane. It's been beautiful. All game long, they've been successful penetrating and getting offensive production.
And you can't ignore their passing. All game long, they've done a great job of just delivering the ball in rhythm right where it needs to be.
Stolen by Lively. And they're pushing it up. Davis inside. Wembanyama on him. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
San Antonio ball.
And it's Fox with the ball for the San Antonio Spurs. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Here's Castle, Lively defending. Barnes outside, 5 on the clock, spins, driving inside. The Mavericks pull it in. Greg, nothing short of some once-in-a-lifetime plays are going to save them now.
Yeah, the door is just about to close on this one. But hey, never say never.
And stolen by Barnes. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
And you can see where they're coming from by fouling to stop the clock, but really they're just kidding themselves.
Here's Wembanyama for 3. Off target with that shot. And so it's the Spurs with the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was.
go, go.
Exciting for us and the fans, BA, but exhausting for the defenses. I mean, it should be a high-scoring affair, up-tempo, windshield wiper quality. Expect a lot of substitutions to keep things fresh.
And now the Indiana Pacers starters. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. Halliburton and Nembhard, the 1 and the 2. And it's Mathurin in at the 3. Davis. The rebound by Turner.
Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim. That's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
That's good. And Halliburton gets the assist.
Tossing around that 250 lbs, Turner going right through the contact.
Thompson, a screen on Halliburton. Thompson outside. Knocks it down from distance.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Halliburton against Irving. We played just over a minute here in the first. Halliburton, the pass to Nembhard. Oh, and he brings it down with a two-handed jam.
Halliburton all about getting his teammates open looks. Does such a great job with his unselfishness making the pass.
Clark, we hear a lot of talk about Halliburton's supreme court vision. Just how good is it?
I think it's phenomenal, B.A. To be the facilitator that he is, you've got to have an understanding of what you're trying to run, but also a feel for how to get people shots and to adjust on the fly to what the defense is providing. And it's feel as much as it is skill, feeling where defenders are, feeling where your teammates are or might be. And that is a gift. And he's honed that in a way that's made him one of the top dime droppers in the league.
Here's Marshall, 9 points in his last outing. Back to Irving. Shot clock at 6. From the wing. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
You know, when Irving rises up to take these shots, so smooth in how he gets it done. He always seems to be in control.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Earlier, I spoke with Jason Kidd. He said one person we cannot overlook is Tyrese Halliburton. He said the guy has major impact on the game, even when he's not scoring, which he usually is. He sets the tempo for the team. He can defend, rebound, pass the ball. Kid's got it all. Guys?
Okay, thank you, Allie. And so it's Dallas with it. After the basket by Indiana. Yep, count it.
There's so many ways Davis can beat you on the interior. Defenders always on their heels when he is attacking.
Pass to Turner. And here's Nembhard to the inside. Turner finds Siakam. Shoots over Davis. Here's Halliburton. He's in his comfort zone. 2 for 2 to start this one.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Irving, lively with it. There's the screen. Thompson with it. Picked up by Mathurin. Here's Irving. Indiana with a rebound. Just under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the first quarter. Here's Nembhard. Gets the 3 to fall. Nembhard's got 5 points.
And the evolution of Siakam continues. Seeing him make great passes like this proves he's only getting better. Ooh, scary thought.
Here's Marshall. No points so far.
And, you know, the defense to me looked like they were okay to let him prove he could make that shot.
Pass to Nembhard. Now Halliburton. Three-pointer. Lively grabs a miss. Davis, the pass to Irving. Shoots over Halliburton. Again, the miss by Dallas. Indiana leading by 6. Oh, they get a hand on it. And stolen by Irving. And they're on the run. Here's Thompson. Siakam pulls down the board.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play.
Count that bucket. Siakam's gotten his second bucket on the night.
An outstanding first quarter from the field.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock.
They've controlled the paint so far. That's been the difference.
And, you know, establishing that physical dominance early gives you a big mental edge, too. Don't discount that.
Now, B.A., you know they would love for him to get more of those opportunities.
Well, that would cut into the deficit quickly if he does.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
Halliburton, the pass to Nembhard. Back to Halliburton. Sinks the tray. He has 7.
They've shown so much energy right from the start, particularly on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
And so it's the Indiana. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. All right, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
The way they just continue to drive right at the defense, they've really been overwhelming them when they do this.
Something else they're doing well tonight, guys, lots of points in the paint. Something to continue to keep our eye on.
On the court for the Pacers, second quarter underway. Halliburton and Nembhard, the 1 and the 2. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. And it's Mathurin in at the 3 spot. Well, the first 7.5 seasons of Pascal Siakam's career were in Toronto. But Clark, a fresh start here with the Pacers.
You know, it's great for the Indiana Pacers because Pascal Siakam wanted to be part of this group. He saw a nucleus of young talent that had a chance to be competitive in the East and chase a championship. So he signed a nice big contract this summer to remain a key contributor for them moving forward. Actually, he'll be the hub of the wheel along with Tyrese Halliburton.
Here's Halliburton. He has 7. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, Anthony Davis is letting it fly. He said, the way that teams are playing me, I've been getting back to the mid-range. It's an easier shot instead of fighting the double team, so that's all it is, continuing to trust it and shoot it. Brian, we've seen that jumper be a real weapon for him.
Yeah, that's a good call, Allie. Thanks. And so it's Siakam with it. He brings it up for the Indiana Pacers. They lead by 11, largest margin of the game.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Here's Irving. After the basket by Indiana on the other end. To the middle. Here's Halliburton. Back to Mathurin. Siakam the screen. It's Mathurin with a drive. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. It goes on Kyrie Irving. Well, Clark, we hear coaches often say, trust your teammates. Why is that sometimes a challenge?
Well, you know, when you talk about passing the basketball, there's got to be a level of trust and confidence that where you pass it to is going to produce some fruit. And that it might come back to you if that's the best play. And then defensively, you can't be good defensively without communicating and trusting one another to cover for each other in the defensive scheme that you're playing.
Hey, the struggle is real. He hasn't found much success with his offense today.
Mavericks trail by 15. Pass to Davis. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Back to Thompson to stop the run. Oh, and Clay makes that 3 look so easy.
He's certainly starting to heat up from outside. That's his 3rd for the game, his 2nd in this quarter.
Halliburton, the pass to Mathurin. And it's Turner, that time on the assist by Mathurin. Turner's gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
Exceptional skills for Turner down in the paint. This guy, I think, has the potential to be a dominant player inside for a lot of years.
He's giving his all, but you can't force yourself back on track.
Siakam, left side. Misses from short range. Dallas has gone 2 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the second. Back to Davis. Beyond the arc. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the second quarter. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Turner can always wow you with a highlight play. But Clark, he's gotten better at the small things as well.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% there. He can shoot the 3. He's always been an elite shot blocker from the day he stepped foot in the NBA. an excellent screener, but he has added small pieces to his total game in the little areas.
Toppin, he's checked in for Indiana. McConnell comes in for Tyrese Halliburton. Here's Turner, and it's blocked by Davis.
You don't know exactly where Davis is. He's going to deny you a shot, so you got to be aware of his presence. You know, he's just not taking good shots, not taking smart shots, forcing up a lot of low percentage jump there.
Now here's McConnell. Here's Nembhard. The shot off that time. Excellent D there from Lively. Mavericks trail by 16. Left side, Davis. Releases. He hits the back iron and sinks it. Davis has got his second basket of the game.
Boy, that jump shot of Anthony Davis continues to evolve. Looking better and better every time I see it.
Thompson against Turner. Nembhard outside. Outside Mathurin. Fires from deep. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
He's got that guard quickness. Mathurin showing off his catch-and-shoot ability.
Marshall with the bucket.
He does not lack for confidence, and he shouldn't. I mean, this guy's a dangerous scorer.
Toppin passes to McConnell, and that's a foul called on T.J. McConnell. That's his first foul.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
And that one drops for him.
In terms of scoring, he hadn't done much of it. Just 1 of 7 this quarter.
McConnell outside. Pass to Shepard. Now here's McConnell. Outside Neesmith. Ooh, too long in the paint. And he's hit with a 3-second violation. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. And so he hits the technical free throw. Off the inbound. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And the first half now in the books. The Pacers out in front. They lead by 14. And time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow on 2K Sports.
Come one. And guys, I want to talk for a sec about the talent level in this league. In fact, I'd say it's never been better.
You sure about that, Ernie? I sense Shaq getting restless over there.
Hey, my mistake, big fella. Someone. And now, how about those first 2 quarters of play? Just a dominating performance for the Indiana Pacers. And that's it for halftime. Thank you for joining us. We send.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. Man, what can you say? Pascal Siakam, an impressive effort here today.
And in the first half, he dominated in the post. He got the looks he wanted and was able to execute.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's doing exactly what he has to do. Using his body, shaking off contact, and then finishing at the rim.
Washington and Gafford, the combo inside. Dante Exum is out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's Martin in at the 3 slot. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Toppin outside, 20 feet out. Gafford grabs the miss. Mavericks trail by 12. Here's Exum. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Here's Furphy. To the right side. McConnell from outside. Sinks it from distance. McConnell's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Washington outside for 3. Offensive rebound, Mavericks. Gafford finds Martin. Here's Exum. Deflected.
Far from an ideal start here. I mean, this half just 1 for 4 so far.
His playmaking is something to watch. Threading that pass right in there.
And so Dinwiddie will bring it up for the Mavs. Trailing by 17. Gafford the screen. Here's Washington. The Pacers pull it in.
Only 20% from the field to start this half. To me, it looks like their opponent may have made some nice adjustments.
They've been very well-rounded and extremely focused.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
Dinwiddie on the attack. Exum outside. The three from Washington. It's hauled in by McConnell.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
Neesmith. That one's good. On the assist from McConnell. Neesmith's got 7.
That's 3 buckets in a row off assist.
And here's Exum. Still no points. And here's Dinwiddie from the arc. That shot off. And it's Indiana's ball. 9 points in a row. A good run going. Walker, a screen on Martin. The kick out to Walker. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Here's Neesmith. Well, there's the shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
First in scoring, and nobody shot the ball better. The roster featured a number of knockdown shooters. The offense was tailored perfectly to their skills. Just incredible efficiency.
And putting up the most points in the league. They were the offense that no one wanted to face. Jackson, he's checked in for Indiana. Pass to Washington. Dinwiddie with a screen on Toppin. Back to Dinwiddie. Nails it from beyond the arc.
That's become more the norm for Dinwiddie now, guys. He once was a poor long-distance shooter, but now he's made a big jump in that part of his game.
Now here's Toppin. Ball stolen. And up the court they come. The Mavericks on the break. And the dunk by Gafford.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
What? You mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas. I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
Substitution. Pascal Siakam. Tyrese Halliburton.
1:37 left in the third. Drives to the hoop. And he banks in the layup. Halliburton's got 9 points.
Yeah, their defense is starting to wear down. That's 3 straight buckets at the rim.
And Clark, a big part of Tyrese Halliburton's effectiveness, he is tall for a point guard.
Yeah, and you see that across the league, Brian. More and more teams making sure they get sized on the perimeter. I mean, they're looking for length in the backcourt, and if you can find it in your point guard, that's even better. And Tyrese Halliburton, a poster guard for long, elite-level point guards.
And here's Indiana now, after the basket by Dallas. It's stolen by Washington. And up the court they come. The Mavericks on the break. And he lobs it up. Tipped. From the high post, drained it for 2 points.
That was silky smooth there by Washington. Only takes him a few seconds to lock and load.
Now here's McConnell. Tight defense on him. The drive by Siakam, and he drops in the layup off the glass. He's got 13.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Pass to Exum. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Dinwiddie outside. Launches it from deep. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Dinwiddie's gotten his second bucket of the game.
Boy, confident and composed. Dinwiddie did not get nervous pulling up from a different area code that time. He's got in the gym range.
And he just driving the stake in him there.
He's a guy who just never lets up.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
And so it's the Indiana Pacers. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. Nembhard and Mathurin, they're the wings. Siakam at power forward with Turner in at center. And it's Haliburton in at the point guard position. And the Mavericks going with a whole new group out there. Shot clock at 2. Off the mark there with a 3. Mavericks trail by 15. Pass to Irving. It's rebounded by Pascal Siakam.
That's a shot he'd like back. He's usually going to make those.
Haliburton, the pass to Turner. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Turner. Dallas shooting only 39% so far in the game. Irving goes in, and he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2.
You know, on the drive, Irving probably anticipates the foul there or even expects it. He's too sharp to let it surprise you.
So he gets them both.
Productive trip to the line. He doesn't like to leave points on the table.
Pass to Turner. Haliburton looking over the floor. Back to Turner. And the foul on Anthony Davis. That'll be a second foul of the game.
That was a good call. The defense wasn't established.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Oh, the sweet touch inside by Haliburton.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches who used to say, that ain't going to get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
Spins. Davis, the pass to Lively. Davis, a screen. Pascal Siakam with a rebound. Siakam's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Pass to Turner. Siakam with a screen on Davis. Back to Siakam. Turner with it. Thompson pulls it in. 2 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Here's Irving. Mathurin with a rebound. Mathurin's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Siakam. Good, and that makes him 6 for 9. A quality game for him so far.
Over time, we have seen Siakam blossom into a star. Someone who's comfortable shouldering the offense.
Irving. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. And they'll give that one to Miles Turner. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Pacers.
I mean, they've played some beautiful basketball all game. The passing has been impressive, and it's opened up things with their ball movement.
The shooting's been great, but also how about the energy level? That's what's impressed me the most. They've been getting it up and down in transition, and that takes effort.
Haliburton, the pass to Mathurin. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. It's going to be on Anthony Davis.
Pretty easy to get excited about Benedict Mathurin's potential. He's got a high motor and a terrific set of athletic skills and the ability to knock it down.
Well, Clark, talking about Benedict Mathurin, he's another great young Canadian player.
Yeah, they've got a ton of them coming from north of the border, BA. I mean, Mathurin, you got R.J. Barrett, SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, at this point, you could probably fill a couple of rosters with high-level players that come from Canada. Some of the quickest hands in the NBA, Kyrie, showing you that quick release there.
Mathurin passes to Siakam. And he's going to the line for 2. The officials saw contact while he was going up.
The officials were right on top of that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
Yeah, shooting more free throws as his career is going on. Siakam wants to get that percentage up.
And he's going for the lob. Haliburton with the steal. Nembhard outside. Indiana again missing.
Tell you what, the defense was lucky there. I mean, leave him that open from range, he'll typically knock it down.
Here's Marshall. He's covered by Mathurin. Thompson against Siakam. Thompson passes to Davis. Shot clock at 3. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. That one on Nembhard.
You know, when trying to defend Davis, the combination of size and quickness he has is a problem. Hard not to foul him.
Both free throws good from Davis. Well, Clark, the first 9 years of his career, he played mostly power forward. But over the last 3, Anthony Davis playing a lot of center.
And I think his game has become more focused on staying in the paint, which is where he's dominant. He's added tons of strength over the years. He's using that to his advantage. He's always been one of the special players in the league, in my opinion, and he's still one of the top 15 guys in the league for sure.
And Grant, while we want the officials to get it right, I'm sure the league would like to shorten that time officials are at the table.
Tell me about it. You wonder if a time limit should be instituted. If they can't figure it out after a minute or so, just go with how it was called on the floor. And the distance between the point totals for these teams tells the whole story. Just a fantastic effort, and you have to give it up for the Pacers.
What would you say the deciding factor in this game was, Grant?
Yeah, B.A., ultimately you have to look at their field goal percentage. They were the more efficient team because they found clean looks all night.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And to come away with the win in all 3 of their meetings, you could see how much the matchups favored them. A convincing sweep of the season series against the Mavericks.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Pascal Siakam.
And I love how active he was on the glass. Not afraid to get physical and do whatever he could do to grab boards.
Number 12, Johnny Furphy.
6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Furphy. Back to Halliburton. Launches it. And Indiana misses again. And here's Dallas. It's a 13-point game. Right side, Irving. Nifty move. The 3. That one is off. Dallas calls timeout. They trail by 11. All right, guys, what's your take?
And time's running short. They just couldn't get over that hump.
You know, maybe working on their 60-second drill, even if it doesn't pay off tonight, maybe for the future.
And out of bounds, the Pacers will take it.
Boy, that looked like a failure to communicate. You hate unforced errors.
And so Indiana takes this one by a big margin. They have to feel good about this performance. It's one they can be proud of.
Very true. I mean,
you noticed so far this season?
Yeah, Kev, these situations are really all about execution, right? Are players poised in late clock situations? First of all, do they recognize where the shot clock is? Can they adeptly and quickly read defenses? So those are some of the things I'm watching for.
Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. Halliburton in the backcourt, Nembhard to his side. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. And it's Mathurin in at the small forward position. No one near Turner as he lets it go. A three-pointer off the mark. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, Greg Popovich and I talked for a few minutes. I asked him about the challenge of facing Miles Turner, and he said this guy is a problem for our offense. Miles is an incredible shot blocker. You have to know where he is on the floor at all times. Now, we don't normally hear a coach talk about somebody's defense first, but Turner is that guy. Fellas?
Okay, David, much appreciated. And here is Siakam, following the three-pointer from De'Aaron Fox. Siakam misses.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Yeah, it's just the giant wingspan, the 40-inch max vertical, all in play for Barnes that time.
It's Turner high post. Turner with a screen on Barnes. For 3, Siakam. Turner passes to Siakam. Here's Nembhard. 6 to shoot. Here's Mathurin, and he converts the layup.
And inside, Mathurin makes great use of his agility, developing some instincts for how to get around in traffic.
Now, here's Fox. Pass to Castle. And the 3 off target. For Indiana, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. You know, Doris, there's a notion that big men can take a little longer to develop. What have you seen from Miles Turner?
That he's turned himself into a complete basketball player, Kevin, and think there were years because he was playing alongside another big that he was out of position. But he can shoot the basketball with range, he's got strength, and he's a tremendous shot blocker.
Castle. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And so it's Turner with it. He brings it up for Indiana. Trailing by 2. Siakam against Barnes. Left side, Halliburton. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. Seems like every time, Greg, we see Tyrese Halliburton, he's wearing a big smile on his face.
Talk about a guy who just loves this game. Halliburton is such an enthusiastic player, and that positive attitude really infects his entire team.
And Tyrese Halliburton, one of the best offensive players in the league, yours. He's so fun to watch.
Kev, this young man is special, and not only because of the flair and the skill as a passer, the shot-making ability. To me, it's the joy he brings to the game and how that joy lifts his teammates around him.
A minute 50 left in the first quarter. It's stolen by Mathurin. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Halliburton may have a lean frame, but right there he shows you how balanced he is. Fights off the defense on the way up. That's nice.
A minute 42 left to play in the first quarter. Wembanyama outside. And there's the foul. It'll go on Tyrese Halliburton. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
1:33 left here in the opening quarter. Pass to Vassell. Good, and a nice assist from Fox.
And there is no hesitation on Vassell's catch-and-shoot jumpers. Any sort of room, and he's letting it fly.
Halliburton kicks to Turner. Back to Halliburton. Rebounded by Castle.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thanks. De'Aaron Fox stays in attack mode. He says people don't want to guard somebody that's going to attack them on every possession. You can't get that break. You can't take any plays off. With his speed, Kevin, that is a lot to deal with all game long.
A ton, David, to deal with. No question. EA thanks. The Pacers shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
A year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
Boy, when you think about Benedict Mathurin, this guy is a talented, aggressive scorer. His ceiling very high. He's going to have to be a little more efficient.
Now, here's Fox. Nemhard covering the 3 from Barnes. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
Yeah, with that deep stroke, I like Barnes' ability to switch between the 3 and 4 spots. 2 distinct things in terms of spacing on the floor and the requirements of the jobs.
And for the Pacers, they come in off a great outing against Denver. Fox dishes to Barnes. Fox deciding where to go with it. Just 5 on the clock. And Wembanyama launches it from deep. Can't connect from long distance. And stolen by Vassell. Outside, Fox. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so the first quarter. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
They've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far they are hitting at a high clip.
Yeah, and what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
On the court for the Pacers as our second quarter gets underway. The perimeter pairing with Nemhard and Mathurin. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. And it's Haliburton in at the 1.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established a position there.
Tries the spin move. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Castle. Here's Vassell. The 3-pointer, no good. Pacers trail by 4. Siakam for 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Haliburton. Siakam's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And there is a whistle. That goes on Andrew Nemhard. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Second team foul.
And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Wembanyama! Big man with big range. Greg, you look at the great coaches. What are 1 or 2 of the most important qualities for success that you see?
Well, for me, Kevin, I think you got to be able to adapt tactically. I mean, that's huge, and especially in the playoffs. But most important, can you motivate and unify a locker room? That leadership quality is what really puts a coach over the top.
Siakam against Barnes. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Castle. Barnes the screen. Right at the free throw line. Castle misses. Pacers trail by 4. Back to Siakam. Launches a 3, and again, it's the Pacers from deep.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
A pass to Fox. Shoots the 3. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Fox has got 6.
And they've done a great job knocking down those long-range shots here in the second, shooting just over 40% from downtown.
Now, here is Haliburton. 9 points last game out. And Siakam throws it down.
Yeah, I have to love the aggression right there. He's got the vertical, might as well put it to good use.
Fox against Haliburton. Pass to Castle. Takes the 3. It's rebounded by Indiana. Turner's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Back to Siakam. And stolen by Barnes. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Here's Wembanyama. Here's the three. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Siakam passes to Turner. Over in the corner, Mathurin. Kicks it out to Siakam. Fires the three. The shot by Turner, no good. San Antonio leading. And a wide open look for Wembanyama. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. 7 points in the game.
Smooth shot release. Wembanyama, the ball looks so good leaving his hand.
Halliburton with the bucket.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
Fox with it. He's got 6. Pass to Castle. Barnes looking around. The 3 ball. The Pacers pull it in. Turner's got 8 rebounds in this game. Here's Siakam. That ball. Nice speed that time from Turner. And that's now 10 points for Siakam. Fox against Halliburton. Barnes outside. Drives to the hoop. Scored the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
A tremendous drive by Harrison Barnes. You know, so often he's played to shoot that, but he can put it on the deck and fly by you.
Siakam kicks to Turner. Mathurin with a screen on Wembanyama. Shots good by Turner.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range. And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. And that'll do it for the first half of competitive game so far. Spurs lead by 2. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
Halftime is here, and with us. Hold on, I just got an alert on my phone. Ooh, half off bowling after the game tonight. Who's in? And now, let's get into the Indiana Pacers game. It's been a close one so far.
They found an advantage in the painted area, and they're exploiting.
And that'll do it for half.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Pascal Siakam, guys, really making a difference here.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
Up in the front court, it'll be Vassell and Barnes. De'Aaron Fox out there with Castle. And it's Wembanyama in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the San Antonio 5. And they take the lead. And the Pacers lead by 1.
The shooting fundamentals are a real plus for Obi Toppin. He has consistent mechanics and a high release point.
Back to Fox. Wembanyama sets a screen for Fox. Wembanyama finds Fox. Launches it. Bangs home the trifecta. Fox has got 11 points.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Here's Wembanyama. Uses the glass to finish the layup. 9 points in the game so far.
And few defenders to ever play in this league have the ability to slow Wembanyama inside.
Here's Turner. Pass to Shepard. Here's Mathurin. Outside Turner. Mathurin with a screen on Wembanyama. The shot by Turner, no good.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Wembanyama outside. They get it again. Barnes left side. McConnell against Fox. Makes it off the glass. Fox has got 5 points in the quarter.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. The Pacers also with a sub. Jackson, he's checked in for Shepard. Here's McLaughlin. He's covered by McConnell. Here's Mamu Kelishvili. Connects from three-point range. Mamu Kelishvili has got the lead up to 7 now for the Spurs. And Jordan McLaughlin picks up the foul here. That's his first foul. Ball's checked in for Jordan McLaughlin.
Second team foul. Substitution on the court.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. McConnell against Paul. This one for 3. Toppin, good. Toppin's got 6 points.
Wow, from the arc, Toppin shoots with real authority. You can tell it's the area of the floor that he's comfortable.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Substitution on the court.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now.
2 minutes.
McConnell passes to Toppin. Back to McConnell.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Tony Bradley's checked in for Indiana.
Substitution for the Pacers. Number 13, Tony Bradley.
And the Pacers with possession here. 4-point game. Toppin passes to Nesmith. Shot clock at 5. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And I look back at his numbers from the free throw line last year. 78%, so not too bad.
Jackson, he's checked in for Tony Bradley.
The way he's shooting free throws tonight, you simply don't want to put him there.
Paul kicks to Johnson. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
It's deflected. 1:15 left to play in the third. Pass to Branham. Here's Champagny. Nesmith covering. Here's Mamu Kelishvili. No good from outside. And here is Nesmith. Jackson kicks to Jackson. Jackson a screen on Paul. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Jackson.
And so far going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
Paul surveying the floor. Pass to Branham. Here's Mamu Kelishvili, guarded by Jackson. And that one's good. Mamu Kelishvili.
Hard to imagine them losing this game if they can keep shooting like that.
Outside for Jackson to the wing right side. Toppin passes to Jackson. His three-pointers off the mark. Here's Champagny. Offline with his 3. He got it up. Doesn't go that time. The third quarter comes to a close. It's San Antonio. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. And a look at the 5 for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. The forward spots with Neesmith and Siakam. Halliburton in the backcourt. Nembhard to his side. And it's Toppin in at the 5 down low.
A superb scorer and a talented distributor. Tyrese Halliburton is exactly the type of point guard every team would love to have.
The tray. Wembanyama with the rebound. Wembanyama's got 7 rebounds in the game. Spins the kick out to Barnes. That's good, and it's Wembanyama with the assist. Barnes has got the lead up to 7 now for the Spurs. Halliburton with it, out guarded by Fox. There's a screen by Toppin. Nembhard the pass to Neesmith. Siakam a screen on Vassell. Toppin, no one around him. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Barnes against Siakam. Here's Wembanyama with plenty of space. And off the fryer, and in it goes.
And I like when Wembanyama is aggressive on offense because defenses feel helpless to stop him. Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. Fox goes in, and it's Fox with the jam.
I think it's fair to say that Fox is in the zone right now. An exciting player to watch. I just love seeing how he can take over a game with his aggressiveness.
And it's good for 2. 14 points for Siakam.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Wembanyama against Toppin. The shot by Wembanyama, no good. Pacers trail by 4. Here's Halliburton, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
And it's Fox with the jam.
Yeah, Fox has got great leaping ability, and he likes to get up off the ground there for the flush.
Knocks it loose. Halliburton passes to Neesmith. Beyond the arc. They grab their own miss. Halliburton outside. Another shot. Lays it up and banks it in.
Halliburton has the kind of personality that keeps him steady in big-time moments. How about that? Unfazed.
Barnes screen on Halliburton. Barnes outside. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Barnes has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Oh, that is absolutely monumental. And you have to admire the way Barnes carries himself right now. I love his poise.
Halliburton outside. And Stephon Castle is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Miles Turner, he's checked in for the Pacers. Benedict Mathurin comes in for Aaron Neesmith. Here's Halliburton. Turner for 3. Rebound San Antonio. And Wembanyama outside. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
And this kid is tough. Wembanyama just powering it in despite the contact.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Halliburton kicks to Turner. Mathurin with a screen for Turner. Right side, Mathurin. Fox with the steal. Barnes against Halliburton. Barnes screen on Siakam. Oh, too easy for Wembanyama. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Spurs.
They have been a wrecking ball defensively, coming up with steals, being active with their hands, and just doing a terrific job of disrupting the rhythm.
And you also have to love the way they've gotten out and run in transition. A ton of good chances tonight simply from being willing to run the floor.
This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
Yeah, just got to work that clock and take care of the ball.
And it's Wembanyama with the jam.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
Nembhard, the pass to Mathurin. Siakam sets a screen for Mathurin. There's the drive. Here's Fox. Wembanyama finds Fox. For the three. The shot comes out. And so it's San Antonio with the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play,
cards in all of sports opening day.
Absolutely, Brian. Everybody's undefeated, everybody's optimistic, and everybody is eager to get going, whether you're playing or the guy on the sidelines drawing up plays.
And now Dallas' starting group. Kyrie Irving out there with Klay Thompson. Then there's Derek Lively. Then there's Najee Marshall. And it's Davis in at the 4 spot.
There's some contact there, but Fox just refuses to let that hold him back.
Irving with it. Fox picks him up. Irving, the pass to Thompson. Takes the 3. Marshall with the bucket.
Hey, good to get him going right away. I mean, those are the shots that really boost confidence.
Yeah, it's always nice to see him drop in a triple early in the game. That'll set him up for success the rest of the way.
Defensively, pick your poison. That time, they gambled off the right guy.
They get it back. The 3 is up. Can't hit. 1 for 2 now. And so it's Wembanyama with it. He brings it up for the Spurs. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
You can tell Castle values the chance to set another guy up. He's not trying to do it all by himself out there.
Thompson passes to Davis. And the foul called on Victor Wembanyama. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Irving. Rebound by San Antonio. Last time they met was right here, and they were able to come out with a win.
I love the defensive pressure they created in their last meeting, forcing turnovers and keeping the offense off kilter.
Well, when you can turn defense into offense like that, it certainly makes the game a lot easier.
And the Mavericks with possession here. San Antonio getting their last shot to go.
Yeah, slow start for them offensively, 1 for 5. They need to be more patient and find a better look.
The 3 from Barnes. Sends it home from three-point land. Barnes has got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, you want to get him going as soon as possible. Great way for him to start this game.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
Yeah, talk about guys that like to go right to the rim. 80 is towards the top of that list.
The shot's good.
Getting out to a nice lead. Great flow and great execution.
Pass to Marshall. Back to Davis. Puts up a 3. And it's Davis again missing. Spurs lead by 6. Unloads. Out to Fox. Tries the spin move. Second chance effort. And he sinks the layup. Fox has got 6.
Can't lose sight of Fox or allow him to feel comfortable looking to score this close.
Thompson passes to Irving. The three-pointer off the mark. And Wembanyama has the ball here for San Antonio. Barnes with it, and Davis picks him up defensively. Here's Wembanyama, and it goes. As the official calls the foul, count it, and he'll shoot one more at the line.
Defensive foul.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for San Antonio.
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure on the defense.
And from the jump, they've also clearly been focused on running effective plays here tonight. And there's been a lot of high-quality distribution from them on the floor.
Here's Marshall. 9 points for him in his last game.
Thin margin of error right there. You have to work for a better shot.
Here's Castle, and he throws it down. What a terrific lead pass.
What a way to begin this game. Dominating at both ends of the floor.
Obviously, guys.
Oh, a highlight. What a slam.
Oh, my.
Put that one-man show on Broadway.
That's one way to go with the alley-oop. Grant, compared to some of the flashier scores, Devin Vassell has a more workmanlike approach.
Yeah, he can quietly drop a big game on you. He doesn't draw attention with stylish plays and big circus shots. He just grinds it out by finding his looks.
Kicks it out to Barnes. The 3 doesn't go that time.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Oh, Fox with a steal. Launches a three. Lively grabs a miss. Mavericks trail by 14. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. And the basket is good.
And this is Thompson's game. His coaches and teammates love seeing him shoot off the catch.
Spins. Here's Wembanyama. And yes, it goes. Got a little English on that one. Wembanyama's got his third basket on the night right there. Now here's Lively. Irving with a deep three. And that's not going to go. And so it's San Antonio up 14 as and if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a comfortable margin for the Spurs here, guys.
I'll tell you what, judging from that first period, you have to love what they're doing offensively.
Well, you know I'm going to give this coaching staff some credit. What a great game plan they've had. Let's see if this can continue.
On the court for Dallas here in the second. Anthony Davis is out there with Derek Lively. Then there's Najee Marshall. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Thompson in at the 2.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
Back to Vassell. And that one is hammered home.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Kyrie Irving. That's foul number 2 for him.
First team foul.
And here's Fox. Give him 8 points now. And it's Fox with the strong finish.
And a powerful slam by Fox. Even at 6'3", he can still really get up.
Lively with it. He's picked up by Barnes. There's Davis with the 3. Rebounded by Castle. Spurs lead by 17. Here's Fox. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. That's on Derek Lively.
Everything Fox does is so fast. It makes him very difficult to guard without fouling.
Coach, when you look at the best defensive teams, what's the balance between IQ, the smarts for the game, versus effort?
Well, Brian, it's both. You know, I mean, the effort is a given. You're not going to get anything done in the game without effort. But to be a good defensive team, you have to be smart. You have to understand your opponents, their tendencies, both as a team and as individuals. And if you do that, you can cover up for a lot in terms of just raw athleticism.
One of the most selfless stars in the game. Clay has no problem playing the role of distributor.
Fox with the ball. Irving picks him up. Castle for 3. The basket's good. Off the assist from Fox. Fox has got 3 assists now in this one.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
Pass to Castle. Back to Fox. Now Vassell. This one for 3. Drops in the 3. Vassell's got 7 points.
He drops yet another dime. Just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Davis can't hit.
Yeah, just hasn't been able to find his rhythm offensively. And that's having a ripple effect.
It's stolen. Outside Irving. Over Fox. Dallas no good that time either.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
Pass to Wembanyama. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Lively. And now the Mavs on the run. And Davis slams it home.
And you love how effortless Davis makes this look. Rising up for an alley-oop like it's nothing.
Despite entering his 30s, Anthony Davis is not slowing down, Graham.
Yeah, B.A. And last year, AD put up the best rebounding numbers of his career. And his shooting percentage also very high. And just watching him, Davis is still an all-NBA caliber player, capable of taking over on both ends.
Lively passes to Irving. Victor Wembanyama grabs the board. Wembanyama's got rebound number 11. From downtown, and Fox hits from deep. 14 points for him.
The defense is nowhere to be found guarding the three-point shot.
Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
Barnes in the post. Marshall's there. Castle for three. Great D that time from Irving. It's been a devastating night for them. Nothing has come easy, Grant.
Nothing indeed. Even when they've tried to make adjustments, it just hasn't worked.
Drills it from deep.
A huge part of Kyrie's game. He's so good at capitalizing from outside.
Outside Wembanyama. Shot on the wing. Yes! And a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got assist number 5 here tonight. Outside Irving. Here's Thompson. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
And just a terrific look from Irving. He has the awareness to spot the wide open man.
Pass to Castle. Down low. Here's Barnes. And too long on the shot. Here's Davis. No good. Misses at the buzzer. And so it's De'Aaron Fox making highlights for the Spurs. Moving the rock and looking for a shot. It's clear he's in a good rhythm. All right, now let's check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, thank you, Allie. Good stuff. We will be right back after this break for the beginning of the third quarter.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody. The story tonight,
I'm guessing my buddy over here loving it. They were forcing the ball into the paint with excellent results.
Now let's take a moment here. Thanks for tuning in.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. Boy, it's been one outstanding game from De'Aaron Fox.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
We've got Chris Paul, and it's Mamukelashvili in at the 5 spot. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
And here's Dinwiddie from the arc. Kept alive. Washington outside. From deep. It's hauled in by Mamukelashvili.
Well, halftime is supposed to be for adjustments. I'm sure this isn't what they had in mind.
Here's Paul. Pass to Branham. Back to Paul. 5 on the clock. Spurs need to get one up here. Branham misses.
Oh, you gotta finish at the rim right there. You hate seeing those opportunities go to waste.
And it's Washington missing.
Well, I'm sure this wasn't what they planned coming out of the locker room. They need to calm down and regroup.
Pass to Mamukelashvili. Back to Paul. Right wing. From 20 feet. Gafford grabs the miss. Mavericks trail by 21. Here's Exum. No good from outside.
Things have been a little bumpy coming into the second half. 5 straight misses.
Branham. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And what a dunk by Branham. I like when he elects to finish with force like this.
Here's Exum. Gafford in the post. Washington against Barnes. And Washington powers it through.
Hey, when in doubt, run the defender off the screen.
And you know, with a result like that, we'll see them run it again.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
One of the biggest challenges for coaches these days, Stan, is roster turnover. How do you deal with the player movement?
Well, look, Brian, it's to be expected, first of all. And second of all, every year starts new. You start from square one every year, and you build it. And if you make an in-season deal, you start over again from square one and build it up.
For three, Dinwiddie. No luck on that one.
It's tough to get open in this league, and when you do, it hurts not to capitalize.
Branham passes to Paul. And the rebound goes to Dallas. Gafford's got 5 rebounds in the game. Pass to Dinwiddie. Shoots over Paul. Dinwiddie gets the bucket. Dinwiddie's got his first basket of the night.
Yeah, we don't see a lot from Dinwiddie in the mid-range, but he gives the shot a great touch there.
Daniel Gafford. First personal foul. Second team foul.
Here's Champagny. He's guarded by Martin. Here's Mamukelashvili. Johnson inside. Washington's there. The shot by Johnson, no good. Mavericks trail by 21. On the break. Got a hand on it, and they get it back. Here's Dinwiddie. Hits the target from 18 feet.
Yeah, the quick thinking of Dinwiddie uses his offensive instincts to bully the defense in transition.
From the arc. The Mavericks pull it in. Martin outside. Here's Gafford. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. It's his first trip to the line, and he makes the first.
Team foul. At the line for the Mavericks.
Both free throws good from Gafford. So it's San Antonio now. Here's Champagny. Still without a bucket. And a nice finish on the layup.
Their interior D continues to look shaky. Not a good matchup for them right now.
And here's Dinwiddie. He'll bring it up for Dallas. Trailing by 19. Again, the miss by Dallas. For San Antonio, they've gone 4 of 9 in the third quarter. And out of bounds, the Mavericks will take it. And since we have a moment, here are last year's most efficient scorers around the league. Daniel Gafford on top.
And last year, he led the league in field goal percentage, allowing the game to come naturally and taking whatever opposing teams gave to him.
Ball against Dinwiddie. Here's Branham. Mamukelashvili, no good. 6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Exum. Washington left side. Six to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Exum shot is off. To the wing, right side. Branham. Misses the three. And so it's San Antonio up 19 points as the quarter comes to. Greg Popovich addressing his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
Everybody got to rotate.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the court right now for the Mavericks. Najee Marshall is out there with Anthony Davis. Then it's Kyrie Irving. Then there's Derek Lively. And it's Thompson in at the shooting guard position. Pass to Irving. The basket's good. Off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 3 assists tonight.
Don't blink or you'll wonder what Kyrie did with the ball.
The 3 from Wembanyama. Davis with a rebound. Davis has got his 5th rebound in this one. Irving attacking. Oh, got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will keep it.
Nice deflection there. Really trying to disrupt their offensive flow.
Yeah, there's nothing easy on offense. Coaches love seeing that kind of hustle on the defensive end.
Nails it from 3.
Their defense has to do a better job of smothering those shooters.
Fox against Irving. Yes, sir! Fox finishing.
I mean, they've been relentless. Just keep getting shots at the rim.
Mavericks trail by 15. There's Davis with the three. Rebounded by Castle. Fourth quarter still young. Just over a minute played. Here's Fox. Yep, that one goes.
More points coming from inside. In that respect, they've been the more aggressive team.
Dallas has gone 2 of 3 from beyond the arc here in the fourth. Marshall. Off target from outside. San Antonio leading by 17. The three is up. And Vassell, the bucket, on the assist by Fox. Fox has got 6 assists here tonight. Picked it out of midair. On the wing, Vassell. Here's the three. And the rebound goes to Dallas. Davis has got his 6th rebound on the night. Pass to Thompson. Shot to stop the run. Rebounded by Castle. Castle's got 4 rebounds now. Inside. Back to Wembanyama. All right, Stan, what's one rule you'd change if you could be commissioner for a day?
Well, first thing I want to know, Brian, if I get to be commissioner for the day, for that day, do I get Adam Silver's salary?
100%.
Brian, I'd get rid of all the replays.
All the replays. No more reviews. Human factor.
No reviews, no challenges. Let's play the game and keep the flow of the game going.
On the wing, Davis. We're in the fourth quarter here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by.
Well, and even though he couldn't get that one to fall, that's a shot they want him taking.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Kyrie Irving. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Wembanyama against Lively. To the inside. Here's Fox. Back to Wembanyama. Out to Fox. There's the three. Hits a three-pointer. Fox has got 7 now in this quarter.
Yeah, hats off to Fox. He really's upgraded that three-point stroke.
Pass to Marshall. Thompson with it.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Here's Irving. Again, the miss by Dallas. On offense, here is San Antonio. They've got a 10-0 run going. Fox finds Vassell. And here's Wembanyama. Tries to spin move. Shot clock at 5. Back to Vassell. Shoots over Lively. Blocked! Shot clock violation. Dinwiddie, he's checked in for Marshall.
Checking in for the Mavericks. Number 26, Spencer Dinwiddie.
Up top, Lively, covered by Wembanyama. And here's Dinwiddie from the arc. Victor Wembanyama grabs the board. And Wembanyama has the ball here for San Antonio. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 23 points.
And let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Spurs.
And the disparity in the talent was obvious by the end. Sometimes you just don't have enough ammunition to compete.
Yeah, B.A., just a total beatdown. And the next time these teams meet, I can't imagine it'll be any different.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for De'Aaron Fox.
Well, bottom line, he was just unstoppable at times. Not much you can do when he's playing with that kind of confidence.
And both free throws good for Wembanyama. Well, you look at the so-called super teams that have been assembled in recent years. A lot of cautionary tales.
Yeah, I mean, teams giving up their draft picks for the better part of a decade to bring in a star. It can get ugly really fast if things don't work out.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at the arc.
Here's Vassell. The putback. Rebound, Anthony Davis. 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one.
It's the fire he's playing with that has him leading the team in rebounds.
Double digits for him on the glass. He's getting it done.
Barnes, no good. Barnes against Davis. Davis, a screen. The three from Thompson. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. Here's Castle. There's the triple. And there's Wembanyama. That's good on the assist from Vassell.
Well, so many bigs excel from three-point range these days, and he's right up there with the best.
And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, De'Aaron Fox.
Hey, guess what? This was his game all night. I mean, he tore through the defense.